Welcome back to Castle Sports Talk. It's Mr. Junior. A couple days ago, I just dropped my dream mock draft for the 2025 Los Angeles Chargers. Today, I bring you the offensive-minded mock draft for the Los Angeles Chargers, where I'm only picking three offensive players in the first three rounds. Offensive-minded. Let's do it. So first, I want to say, and I'm going to be reading off my notes a lot. Jesse Minter and Harbaugh are so good at coaching up defenses, so good at coaching up their cornerbacks, so good at coaching up their defensive tackles that it makes sense to bring in impactful players um, into the offense because I don't think we coached up our offensive line as well as we did our defensive line. I don't think we coached up our wide receivers as well as we did our cornerbacks. So it just makes sense to bring in impactful offensive players and coach up the defense again. So if you want to go offensive minded, you kind of got to use that logic where our defensive side of the defensive coaching is just really, really good. Where we kind of got to prioritize offense to bring in to bring in those impactful players because we can't coach up really average talent like we can on defense. So yeah, this is the offensive minded draft, and without further ado, first pick is Gray Zabel. Now I don't have no fancy um I don't have no fancy animations or anything like that. But what I will do is we'll go look at his draft prospect profile. You see here 6'6", 312 pounds, 32-inch arms, 9.5-inch hands. Doesn't have incredible length, but has good size with 6'6" and 312. Just the arm length isn't that amazing. It's solid, maybe even a little below average. So you probably want to not have him at tackle. You probably want to have him at guard or center because of the um, shorter arms. But he has great height, great weight, and Jim Harbaugh loves big offensive tackles. But yeah, the philosophy here is that offense begins with the O line. Offense begins with the O line. Jim Harbaugh will tell you that. The offensive line and the trenches are the tip of the spear, like he says. The offensive linemen are weapons for the quarterback, like he says. So, with that philosophy, I like this pick in general. With any mindset, to be honest, like even if you do have a defensive mindset this draft, it makes sense to go with your very first pick, offensive line. He came here with one thing to do. Jim Harbaugh came here with if nothing else, he came here to give us the best offensive line in the league. That's what he came here to do, and you can't do that without supplementing our offensive line with really great talent early in the draft. Um, he might be our fourth best offensive lineman on day one. He might be better than Pipkins. He might be better than Zion Johnson. He might be better than Bradley Bozeman, Andre James on day one. He might be better than all those guys. He can be a swing tackle for us as well. I did mention the shorter arms, but he has in college he played tackle and guard, so he does have a lot of experience at tackle. I want to talk about his college. He's in a smaller school, chose to stay there. I've seen some of his interviews. High character guy. He seems like a guy that Jim Harbaugh would love. I actually like the fact that he stayed at a smaller school. Could have transferred out and went to a better school in terms of more competition and things like that. But he chose to stay, I think, because of the kind of man that he is. You know what I mean? And at the Senior Bowl, this dude dominated at the Senior Bowl, so there's no questions about him playing worse competition when he did it at the Senior Bowl. Did a great job. And I also want to talk about his athleticism score. He is one of the most athletic linemen to ever enter the draft. He didn't run a 40 to 10-yard split, but his vertical jump and broad jump are one of the best ever for guards, 26 bench presses. So this dude is strong. Um, he's just a really, really, really good prospect, especially considering how versatile he is. Some people even say he could be best at center. So center guard, you put him on our team and put him where he's best at. He might just be the most naturally gifted, fourth most naturally gifted, best offensive lineman in our team, and we'll take that absolutely. Um, what else do I want to say? I really feel like a pick like this truly stabilizes our offensive line long term. We'll have Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, and Gray Zabel, and he can be the piece that we need to win a playoff game. by protecting Herbert's interior and making holes for our running back. If we had this guy for the against the Texans, we might have won. If we had this guy against the Texans, we might have won. So if you think about it, you got Slater, Alt, Becton, Zabel. Man, that smells like a top 5 offensive line in the league to me. That smells like the beginning of a top 5 offensive line in the league to me. I just really, really like this pick, not even for an offensive-minded draft, but for any kind of draft. You know, this opens up the run game more. This opens up the pass game more. I just don't think we could do much better than a pick like this at 22. My dream mock draft is Michael Williams. But I would say if I had another dream mock draft, maybe I'd have Gray Zabel at 1. You know what I mean? We have top-end starters and top-end depth all across the offensive line with this pick. Just such a good pick at 22. Good. He could go to any team that has any need of offensive line, so he might not be there at 22, but I could also see him falling late into the first round, even later than 22. So I think if we make this pick, our coaches and our playmakers just won't be able to stop smiling. The next pick we'll do is second round, pick number 55, Quinshon Judkins. Ohio State, they just won the Natty. 6 feet tall, 221 pounds, big running back, 30 and 1/4 inch arms. Just one of the best size profiles in the draft, along with one of the best athleticism profiles in the draft. This dude's a beast, straight up. I think he would be a first-round projected player if it wasn't for Omarion Hampton, Ashton Jeanty, and Trevion Henderson. Speaking of Trevion Henderson, he's a receiving back. A lot of people think Trevion Henderson is better than Judkins. They played on the same team. They shared backfields. But like I said, Trevion Henderson is a receiving back. Chargers just don't prioritize receiving backs. We don't have a lot of room for that in our scheme. We don't play that way. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Kamani Vidal, they aren't good receiving backs. None of them are good receiving backs. J.K. Dobbins was our best receiving back last year, and Najee Harris is better than him, the guy we just signed. So we just signed a guy that would be better than all our receiving backs last year. That will be better than than all our running backs last year. So we kind of already have our receiving back. So we're not drafting Henderson, okay? And rightly so, we're not drafting Henderson. I think Judkins is getting underrated a lot because he was competing next to Henderson. Henderson is a better pass blocker and better receiving back. So I think Judkins is getting underrated because of that. He's getting underrated because of that. He's a better in between the tackles runner, better bruiser. He's super fast, so it's not like Henderson's fast. Judkins is fast, dude. Judkins is fast. But what really stands out to me is the in between the tackles running, the way he can break it out, the way he can bruise you inside. This dude is always looking to bruise, but don't sleep. Like this dude he wins by running through you and around you. He might not have the best juke move or spin move, but this dude won a lot of races on the outside, won a lot of races to the edge, and broke out a lot of runs for long gains. So, this dude probably isn't the best receiving back in the class, but him next to Najee hitting them holes would make for one of the best dynamic duos in the league. Straight up, period. This dude can break it long. This dude can beat you outside. He can run right through you. His stiff arm's nasty. And him playing next to Najee Harris, it's scary. It's scary. I really like this pick in the second round. If he falls to you at 55, I think that's good. Let other teams pick Henderson. Let other team pick Hampton first round. Let this guy fall to you second round, and that is some immediate juice for our offense. And for the last pick in our draft, I have Jaylen Nowell. Talk about some juice. This dude here has a 91 athleticism score, an amazing combine. Look at these numbers. 4.39 speed. Dude can take the top off. 1.51 yard split. This dude is quick. His vertical is 41.5, broad jump 11 feet and 2 inches. This dude can jump out the gym. This dude is fast. This dude is speedy. He's explosive. This dude is strong. 23 bench reps. I didn't even know he did 23 bench reps. This dude is strong. Man, this dude is an athleticism freak. So I have us trading up into the second round with the Commanders to pick up the last of the tier 2 wide receivers. You know, Jaden Higgins is gone. If Trey Harris is gone, guys like that, Jalen Noel falling to us would be lovely. You know, I would also like a Jaden Higgins here. But I especially like Jalen Noel because people say we lack size. We need a boundary receiver. Hold up now. Quentin Johnston is 6'4". Mike Williams is 6'5". We're picking up Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is 6'3". Brendan Rice on the practice squad is 6'3". You still got guys in free agency that we can always pick up throughout the year. I don't think size is that much of a problem where we have to pigeonhole ourselves to pick an X receiver. If we have a guy available like Jalen Noel at 5'10", that's fine because we have the size, I believe. Quentin Johnston, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Brendan Rice. I think we have it. So I don't think we should pigeonhole ourselves. If a guy like Noel is available, don't be like, he's shorter though. Forget that. If he's the best prospect on the board, if he could impact, if he's the best prospect on the board, pick him. Because putting this dude next to McConkey would be nasty. They could both be on the field at the same time. Absolutely. Because McConkey could play outside. This dude, he wouldn't be best at outside, but he can play outside. All right. And they could both play like a little bunch formation. They both can play. They could both be on the field at the same time. Even if not, so what? Even if not, so what? You put in McConkey one play, and Noel the other play. You throw McConkey outside. You can make it work. You can make it work. But what I'm really most excited about is just the juice he can bring. He can he would be the fastest receiver. Him and McConkey got a race, actually. But I think he would probably be the fastest receiver on our team immediately. We've seen what Justin Herbert did with Darius Davis last year. 2 huge touchdowns. He had good stats for a guy that was supposed to be like a 6th-round pick, Darius Davis. We've seen what Herbert did with Darius Davis. This dude is faster than Darius Davis, stronger, and a better natural receiver in so many ways than Darius Davis. He's a better route runner than Davis. He has better IQ than Davis. He has better hands than Davis. Look at his small hands. He has small hands, 8 3/4, but this dude has a 3% drop rate in college. He don't drop the ball, right? So this dude is better in every way on the offense than Darius Davis is. So I could only imagine what Herbert does with an athlete like this. Don't pigeonhole ourselves to pick up a Dante Thornton or Savion Williams. Well, honestly, those dudes just aren't good receivers. They just have good size and athleticism, but they're not good receivers. They're not. Not as good as someone like Jalen Noel. So I think he would fit really nicely on this team. Think about it. Mike Williams, Quentin Johnston, 6'4", 6'5". Keenan Allen, 6'3". Ladd McConkey, 5'11" or 6 feet. Slot master, Jalen Noel and Darius Davis. That's literally 3 big dudes and 3 athletic dudes. Mind you, McConkey can play outside. Noel can play outside. McConkey's done it at an NFL level, play outside. Jalen Noel has shown us in college he can do it. I really like this pick, man. So I'll stop sharing right there. We got Gray Zabel, pick number 1. In our offensive-minded draft, we got Gray Zabel, pick number 1. Quinshon Judkins, pick number 2. Jalen Noel, pick number 3, man. Those are all guys that can come in on day 1 and be impactful players. Gray Zabel will open it up for the pass game. Give Herbert time. If we had him for the Texans, we probably could have won. Quinshon Judkins to take advantage of those bigger holes, to take advantage of Mekhi Becton, to take advantage of a year 2 Joe Alt, to take advantage of a locked in for 5 years Rashawn Slater. He could even catch a little bit of passes with Najee Harris back there. I think Quinshon Judkins, instead of going 2 late running backs, you go Quinshon early, draft a veteran, sign a veteran running back, and you go in with Najee Harris, Quinshon Judkins, Kamani Vidal, and you pick up a veteran running back. Instead of going maybe somebody like that I did in my dream mock draft, Damian Martinez and Trevor Etienne, you go Quinshon Judkins and veteran running back. Amazing, bro. And then pick number 3, Jaylen Noel. Come on, man. Is there anything that I haven't said here? Johnston was 6'4", coming off a season with 8 touchdowns. Looks to continue improving. Year 2, McConkey. We could use Allen in many different ways. At this point in his career, let's just see where you can succeed the most. Mike Williams coming in as our designated boundary receiver to open it up for people like Johnston and Allen. You throw Noel in there, taking the tops off, maybe even taking a drag route, breaking a tackle, breaking it long. McConkey doing what he does, man, that's just beautiful. So this is the offensive-minded draft. I think with Zabel, Judkins, and Noel, it transformed our offense immediately. And then we focus on the defense, later in the draft. I'm more of a trench kind of guy this year. We should go for trenches, but if you have a thing for offensive, offenses get you going. I understand, bro. I got you covered with the offensive-minded draft. Leave your comments down below if you agree, disagree, like it, don't like it. I would love to hear what you think, maybe even have a little bit back and forth. Like and subscribe. Please support the channel. Thank you guys so much. My next video will be the defensive-minded mock draft. All right, so look out for that. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.